Okay, welcome back. Pre-game, post-game show, NBA Finals. I'm your host, Mr. I'm John Kilduff. That's what I am. Got questions about the game? We'll try to answer them. Whatever game it is that's on your mind, please feel free to call in. Whatever game that you're playing, what kind of game are you playing? What kind of game are you involved in? Don't you have a game that you might want to discuss? Give us a call at 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. All right, we're gonna do some periscoping again because that's the latest craze, and I tried to do it yesterday, and I got it to work. So we'll do a little periscoping here. So we'll do a little simulcast at the same time, if possible. Four, 5, 1, 6. Boom. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to work here. Swipe down to stop. Double tap to flip camera. Bop, bop. Hey, all right, we did double tapped it. All right, hey. What is this? A Periscope. All right. Post-game, a pre-game show here. NBA Finals, talking about the game, talking about whatever is on your mind. Simulcasting live right now. Got some hearts bubbling in Periscope. This is my second Periscope of the day, within a day. Actually, it's within a 24-hour. We could consider that a day. A lot of little hearts bubbling in the Periscope land. Also, we are live here, YouTube Live, little simulcast here. So I don't know how long this works, but we'll just leave it here. You can give us a call, 818-528-4516. Hey, what's going on, Periscope? Periscope-y. All right. Oh, shoot. Okay, I need to get my thing here. Just a second here. Got to pick up mouse. Here. All right, taking your calls. I think we got more people in Periscope watching us than here on YouTube Live. Let's see how many people we got on YouTube Live. Give us a call though. Talk about the show or whatever. The game that you're playing. What kind of games you play? We like to play a game we call Let's Paint TV every day here, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. That's the game we play. What kind of game do you people play? Games people play. Alan Parsons Project, I believe that's the case. Give us a call, 818-528-4516, and you'll patch you through the line here. We'll talk to, first we'll screen you, make sure you're really, you're not full of hill of beans, a basket in a handbasket, going to heaven in a Cookie cutter. Okay, so if you go to hell in a handbasket, then you must be going to heaven in a boom. What would that be? How about a cookie cutter? I don't know why. Just sort of went with it, as we tend to do. We're bound to make some mistakes. We're bound to flub, and that's how the game works. The games that work are just that. They don't always connect. The dots do not always connect. But let's talk about that game yesterday. Since I did end up watching at least 3/4 of the game and the overtime. And wow, good game. That was a good game. Basketball. We're talking basketball. But I think watching that game kind of somehow you wonder what would be the case if or you do wonder when you have someone who's so dominant, but then you don't got no one else there backing you up. Well, they did. They could have won. Both teams easily could have won that game, and it turned out that neither team won. No, no. Actually, one team did win. Is that right? One team did win. Sometimes when you win, you don't really win. Have you noticed that sometimes in life? If you think you won, it doesn't work. It doesn't amount to. Sometimes when you lose, you actually win. Perfect example is Clay Aiken. He didn't win American Idol, but he's a winner. And so sometimes the fact that you lose doesn't mean that you're a loser. It just means that you lost for the moment. It's a moment. It's a glitch. It's a glitch. All right, 818-528-4516. Post-game, pre-game show here. NBA Finals, talking sports, creativity, talking really anything that we might want to discover. All right, let's not going to take that call. No, thank you. I don't even know if I should decline it. I'll just let it go into whatever. I'm not taking that call. Okay. But give us a call, 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. We will take your call. But not. We're not taking that call. That call we're not going to take. My NBA Finals just ended. How did that happen? Because it ended because the phone call came in. That sucks. Or you know what? I guess you can only do Periscope for so long. Is that the deal? All right. Well, fine. That's the end of Periscope. We shall not sweat it any more than we'll play around with that Periscope, guys. We'll play around with it. Bongo's got to leave, but I have a question. We have the slam dunk, the sky hook, the alley oop. What would you call your signature shoot? My signature shoot would be shoot and ask no questions. No, I don't know what this is. I got to work on that. Let's. We got a voicemail. Okay, well I'm not going to talk to that person. Can't talk to that person. That's not going to happen. We're not going to talk. Can you hear me? My voice. Oh, great. The mic is over here. I thought the mic was. I was talking to my mic. All right. Anyway, 818-528-4516. That's the number. Having a lot of things happening. Hey, we had a great time last night on Webo Vision with Mike Hickey. Oh, God, am I saying his last name right? I keep feeling like I'm saying it wrong. AKA Major Entertainer. That's I guess I can pronounce that, or I feel confident in that. He was guest hosting for Tom Green, which would be maybe a lot of you, more of you would know who he is, as opposed to me or anybody. You know, there's a tilt. But anyway, so he was not there. But anyway, so I had a fun time hanging out. They have a great setup. It's a real studio. I'm envious. I'm not jealous. You know, I think there is a difference between envious and jealous. I think or is it? Would it be envious? It's definitely not jealous. Because by no means do I feel like. I think when you're jealous, it's because it's a fellow peer that maybe at one time you were at equal or even ahead of in some sort of measurement. And so I think that's where you would say I'm jealous, because you feel like, God, that could be me, or that should be. Or it's not so much could be, it should be. It should be me. So that makes you jealous. But I think if you're envious, as I am obviously of anyone who has a nicely produced operation with wonderful things going on and nice technical producers running the show and all that kind of stuff. That's more envious, because I of course I would. I don't think I should have it. I don't think I deserve it by no means. But I sure look forward to it. I look forward to having that opportunity. So anyway, they have a great setup. I think they have like a TriCaster. I heard. I didn't really see the equipment, but I think they use a TriCaster, and then they got the Skype going on, and so when they take a Skype call, it shows up. It's go to WebOVision, or actually go to TomGreen.com. TomGreen.com, and that will get you the link to his YouTube channel and his basically daily shows that he puts on, along with a lot of guest hosts. So and Mike Hickey was the guest host yesterday, but he also has, like, I think he had Andy Dick on as a guest host, and a bunch of other people that I got to say I haven't heard of, who don't really know who they are so much. Only because I'm just not. I'm sadly I'm in my own world to some degree, and so I'm not up to speed on all the cool people in the world that congregate around the various forms and worlds that I should be possibly involved in, but I guess I'm not. I should know them, is what I'm trying to say. All right. Anyway, feel free to call us here. You want to talk about the game last night, or future games that you play. What kind of games do you play? What kind of and I'm not, I mean, we'll know. Basically, we'll just take any call, frankly. It's Open Lines America. We're taking your calls. Talk about whatever. Open the dialogue. Open your head, and let it out, my friends. That's what we do. We let it out. We diverge. The Barge. Whatever happened to the Barge? They were pretty popular back in this, like, what, 70s, 80s? The Barge. It was like a barge. It was a family, right? The Barge. It was a whole family, and they came in like on a barge, and that's why they called it the Barge. The Barge, and it was just like a big ship, and the whole family there on the ship. The Barge. Anyway, I saw one of them. I was watching, because I don't get regular TV, or I mean I get regular TV, or actually I actually have cable, but I have like just the broadcast cable, which is the most pathetic thing that you could ever be wasting your money on, but it's part of some package that it makes no sense to get out of, because I would be paying more somehow for not having it. I don't know. So anyway, I'm working a deal with the cable company, but they're trying to trick me to watch more TV, but I won't do it. I'm not going to do it, guys. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, so I mention this all the time. So I only have like a handful of channels, but I do get the Discover Channel and National Geographic and CNN. So I guess that kind of keeps me happy. But anyway, I watch a lot of at times PBS. Eric watched the show from yesterday. Petite Sac was interesting, wasn't that? That was good. That got me. That got me hot and horny. I mean, I was just totally, that really got me excited. That performance by Petite Sac, who went later on after that performance, that wonderful performance on the Webovision yesterday. They went ahead and went on and did it more. Did more of it that night. I was done. I was in bed I was in bed sleeping when they were continuing on with that lovely performance. It's amazing how games people play. Talking about that. Talking about NBA. Oh, talking about the Barge. I hate to leave the story unfinished, but. So I was watching the PBS, or I try not to. Or I hate watching people never finish the story, right? Baseball. I'm going to finish the DeBarge story, but like sometimes they say they tell you a baseball story on if you listen on the radio, and then the announcer, someone hits a home run and then they never finish the story. That chaps my hide. So anyway, DeBarge. I saw one of the DeBarge show up on a Diana Ross Motown 25 tribute kind of deal, and it looked like it was. I believe Motown 25 was probably made about 20 years ago, because Diana Ross was still looking, I guess, chipper, healthy in a way, and Michael Jackson came on, and he looked young too. He looked like he was maybe only 20, maybe 25. And all these everybody from Motown came on, and then at the very end, Gordy, who I guess he's the guy from Motown. Forgive me for being so ignorant about music and everything, but nevertheless, so apparently I think I'm pretty certain that he is the big honcho behind. Motown, I suppose, or apparently, or he is, apparently, or is. Anyway, so it was interesting to see Diana Ross, and she was singing some song about let's all get together, come on, let's all get together, or some other song, and then Mary Wilson comes on at first, and then the other lady, Pointer Sisters, and then Michael Jackson came on, right? There was like 30 people on stage. It was fascinating. It's actually a great a clip just to see. I thought it was fascinating historically. And Michael Jackson comes on, and he was wearing his little suit. And Richard Pryor was on there, which was weird, because he's not a singer, but he showed up. But anyway, Michael Jackson showed up in his little outfit, some sort of military outfit that he used to like to wear. And then DeBarge, because see, one of the DeBarge guys, and this is where I'm trying to tie the whole thing in, one of the DeBarge guys at that time was sort of competing with Michael Jackson, right? They're kind of competing, and he was sort of in a weird like outfit like from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And he showed up. He looked a little like shell-shocked. He didn't quite and actually Michael Jackson too, a little bit. Clearly you could see how Diana Ross was running the show, or how she was the biggest. Yeah, 1983, is that right, Eric? That's what I was watching. I was watching Motown 25, from 1983. It's pretty amazing. I mean, I only watched the little clip because then they went to Pledge Drive, talking about shitty TV, talking about how great TV is or what's on TV, and then watching stuff on PBS, and then finding out. Then all of a sudden they go to a Pledge Drive. But these are the breaks. Break it up, break down. Anyway, it was fascinating. So yeah, Diana Ross was literally in her prime or not, and interesting to see the other people show up on that stage. Even Dick Clark was on that stage. He was like the lone white guy on the stage. All right, amazing how time goes by. A lot of people dead now. Yeah. You can't live forever. Give us a call, guys. What kind of game do you play? This is the game I play. It's called Let's Paint TV, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. NBA Finals, post-game, pre-game show. Give us a call. You want to talk about the game, talk about your games that you play. Maybe you play games with your family. Maybe you play games with your friends. Maybe you play games in your own mind. What kind of games do you play? We're going to take those calls right now. Right after this commercial break. Hey, I'm drinking 7-Eleven coffee. Yeah, gets me up in the morning, pick me up in the day when it's slow, when I got no energy. I got my 7-Eleven coffee, go around the corner, get me my cup of coffee at 7-Eleven. Hot, perking, hot coffee, baby. Hey, I'm drinking 7-Eleven coffee. Okay, I don't know when that commercial ever ends, so I might have left it before or let it run too long. We're not really set up to do anything correct here, since it's just me running the show. All right, and I'm clearly not correct on many variables. Not correct. Well, we're working on it. Always working on it. Give us a call, 818-528-4516. So yeah, I'm not so much jealous. I'm envious, or I look forward to better production values or a better setup, better stage. It would be nice to take the phone calls, but they have an interesting situation with their Skype calls, and so what they do is they don't just take any call that comes in. They actually call the person. And that way, I guess they can have a little bit of control. We don't. You just call in, and I'll take your call. I will not. Usually, for the most part, 9 out of 10 or so, I will not take more than one call from you during the day. That way, we don't want to have too much of that nonsense. So make it a good take, because you're not coming back on. Now, like I said, maybe if you play the game in such a way, I might let you on. But generally speaking, that's the rules, and all games have rules, and so there you have it. Yeah, the game was clearly could have went either way. We're talking now basketball here as we spin the dial on possible things to talk about. That would be kind of fun, actually, have a dial. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Have a dial. We just spin it and talk it for about maybe 10 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever, and then talk about something else, and then just, boom, 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 boom. Called Spin the Dial. I like that. Let me write that down. 818-528-4516. Give us a call here on the program. All right, fantastic. Friday, And what are we going to say other than that? It's sun might be coming out just a tad bit today. It had been foggy mountain. Been pretty foggy. I feel like I've been up in the Appalachian Mountains, but nevertheless, it does eventually clear out by the end of the day. But once you feel like, but it's like 4 or 5 before it starts to even hint on it, and you're like, screw, the day's over, you know. And there's still a few more hours left of the day in terms of sunlight, which hadn't shown up all day. I feel like I'm in Sweden during, in the winter or something. But it's not that bad. But it is. We are going through June gloom, and it can get down on you. I wonder what is the suicide rate in Los Angeles during June gloom, comparatively speaking. I wonder if there's a problem. Maybe not. I don't know. That's probably one reason why I probably couldn't live in the northwest of the United States. I just couldn't imagine living in an area where it just was always gloomy all the time. I think I'd be afraid of that. But then again, maybe it'd be kind of interesting. I'm afraid of a lot of stuff, so why not one more thing, frankly? Sometimes you start to be, you're afraid of certain, well, I definitely am afraid of heights. I can't. That's one thing that I probably not going to conquer too well. But it's amazing how that can subside sometimes, what that can be or is, how that works. How a fear can dissipate ultimately through time, or through other things that happen. It's now I'm getting metaphysical. All right, call us here. Pre-game, post-game show, NBA Finals. By the way, just a programming note. This may be the last of our NBA Finals programming. I think we've ran its course right as we started as the games have begun, and most likely or more than likely we were doing it all doing everything wrong, which can or cannot be a indicator of patheticness, pathetic operations of some sort. But if you can, being a little self-aware here, a little self-awareness. If you can understand that, and you can tell this is a dummy mic because I'm hitting it and it ain't working. And here's the mic. This is the mic. That we let the pathetic aspect and sort of the failure, the fledgling behavior of what we do here Monday through Friday. We let that be as it's a material. We use it as a material. We use it as as you would the color purple. Oprah Winfrey. Who else was in the color purple? Oprah Winfrey and the comedian lady. I have a blank. I know who she is. I know she's like on The View. I just can't. I can't say her name. Gold, Goldstein, no, Goldberg. What's her first name? Rita Goldberg. I know who she is. Okay, I'm bad. All right, maybe you can help me out. Whoopi. Okay, it's finally. That's amazing how the brain works. I honestly, I'm not trying to diss Whoopi Goldberg. I have all the respect for her. I guess I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe she hates me. She doesn't even know who I am. But we know who she is, and she's a wonderful person. At least it appears. I think most people, in terms of the Q rating, Whoopi Goldberg has a high Q rating, I would imagine. I think she has a higher Q rating than, say, Rosie O'Donnell, wouldn't you say? Maybe not always. Actually, that could be an interesting kind of thing. Who has the higher Q rating? If you don't know what a Q rating is, I guess Google it. Like, my Q rating is extremely high. I went on an audition and I told them that I had a high Q rating, and I got the gig. They hired me, if you will. Obviously, it's not true. I don't know how you can find out your Q rating when you are basically a zero. When there's no. Where do you find that out? I don't know. There's a way to do it, I guess. Anyone know about how to do that? How do you get a high Q rating? But anyway, I would say though, on that, comparatively speaking, Whoopi Goldberg and Rosie O'Donnell have over the years fluctuated in their Q rating because they're polarizing. Basically, they're polarizing in some ways to certain people, and so maybe at one time Rosie really had a extremely high Q rating, like everyone loved Rosie O'Donnell. But then she did all these crazy things, like, or at least so-called crazy. I don't even want to mention how crazy all the stuff they were, but apparently there were some crazy things happening. National Enquirer, this and that. So her Q rating must have went down, and I think Whoopi also has that kind of issue where you have these things happen, and then interesting. Who has a higher Q rating, Donald Trump or Whoopi Goldberg? I think Whoopi would have a higher Q rating. Again, another polarizing figure. I don't know who really does like Donald Trump, frankly. I'm not certain that many people do. I think he has. He must have a high Q rating if they include people. If they include the negativity towards the person, or is it just positivity Q rating? I don't know. Look it up. But anyway, I don't think I'm going to tie this end that I started. But so be it. Hey, give us a call, 818-528-4516. What kind of games you play with yourself, by yourself, and with others, or you want to talk about the game, NBA Finals. I'm John Kilduff here talking away, for the most part talking about myself, but I'm reading the chats. A lot of chats coming in here. To some degree, we got Taylor and Nick, and that's I saw a few other people in here. Okay, so. A few people watching the program. We tried the Periscope earlier. I guess it shut down, or maybe it only gives you 2 minutes or so. We'll figure that one out. But we're on Periscope. You can look me up at Let's Paint TV. That's my call letters. That's also my Twitter, and a whole host of other variables. You could probably just find all about me via just look up Let's Paint TV, I suppose. Okay, without further ado, let's get to our guest today. on Let's Paint TV. We don't have a guest. We don't have a guest. Okay. Well, that means that gives us more time to talk to you. Talk to you here on the program. Give us a call, 818-528-4516. Maybe you have a question. It doesn't have to be sports related. As you know, I'm not necessarily an expert on really anything. I'm more of an expert on myself, or not actually. But I'm working on it. I'm working on being an expert on myself. And I'm hanging in there on that one. Oh, yeah. Nothing. I kind of some part of me doesn't want to talk about really anything at the moment right now. I feel as if I've exfoliated my cranium to a point of bliss, of contentment, and there's nothing really that I need to get off my back, off my chest, off the top of my head, out of my ass. What else can we get out of me? What do you want, people? What do you want? Give us a call, 818-528-4516. I'm basically I'm looking forward to the weekend, guys. Got a few more minutes here. Getting ready for the weekend. Bum, 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 bum. Getting ready for a good time. Do 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 do. Getting ready for the weekend. Boom 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 boom. Gonna have a great time. Do 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 do. All right. Anyway, that's about all I got out of for you all today. Unless something comes up in the chat room or someone calls me. Maybe not. How many people are watching the program? 8 people. All right. That is fantastic. Let me read some. Let me see if I got any emails. Let's see if they're coming in. That'll give me something to do. Having doing this show day after day, boom boom. You can see, you can do 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 do. Day after day, I can do ba ba do da 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 da. National what? Oh, the latest news on sleep apnea solutions. There are many methods of treatments on the market to treat sleep apnea. For your convenience, we have gathered a group of featured ads which contain the most current and useful methods and devices to help get the best information on your treatment options. This is just the email I just got. I guess they assume that I have sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is much more common problem than you might think. 1 in every 15 Americans has a case of sleep apnea. If left untreated, sleep apnea can result in a growing number of health problems, including high blood pressure, stroke, diabetes, depression, headaches, worsening of ADHD, heart failure, irregular heartbeats, and heart attacks. Holy cow. What are we going to do? We need help. You need help. All right, I guess I got to click on there. I'm not going to do that though. Anyway, that's the email that I got just in the past hour. Pretty exciting stuff here. All right, and I can't read the chat or the stuff over on my Facebook page because the text is way too small to read from this far away. So I will not be able to read what's going on over there. In fact, I could barely read the Google chats, the emails I'm getting, but I can read the chats that come in from you guys because I blew up the chat. But where are you? Now I lost you. Let me see. Are you here? Okay. Here we go. What's the biggest animal you could beat up with your bare hands? Says Kazap Jesus. Oh man, that's a great question. Maybe a kangaroo. What do you think? Maybe a kangaroo or a deer or a bear. People beat up bears. You can beat up a bear, not a really big bear, but like maybe just a small sized bear. I mean, you're gonna get clawed and mauled or Maud from you remember that TV show Maud? Would you rather be mauled or Maud? Was it the name of the show Maud, or she was just didn't she have a show Maud? It was like a spin-off of Mary Tyler Moore, I'm mixing that up. What was the spin-off on Mary Tyler Moore, guys? Maude was not the spin-off of Mary Tyler Moore. Rhoda was the spin-off of Mary Tyler Moore, but where did Maude come from? She had her own show. You know, she was one of the ladies on the Golden Girls, but she had a show. Was Maude a spin-off of the Golden Girls? Now I'm confused. Which came first, Maude or Golden Girls? Because if Maude came after Golden Girls, then it's clearly her show was a spin-off of. Maybe it was. I am so confused. I am so confused. You're watching Let's Paint TV, or for the duration of this program today, it's the NBA Finals post-game, pre-game show. And we're talking about the game. Feel free to call and talk about it. It was an interesting game without getting further into it, other than just saying I enjoyed it. Maude was first, says Larry, 5020, 5200. But now Maude came from another show, did she not? She was a spin-off from another show, because Maude was a character in another program. But what was it? I'm sure we can Google this or Wikipedia it. I'm pretty certain we could. I mean, I could do it right now, but I'm here to entertain you, and I don't want to, I don't want to stop entertaining you. Well, I guess I could do that, but I don't have a way to do it. I should have I should have a laptop, and we could just be a little more thorough about our thought investigations, our pondering, our hypothesis. Maybe a pig. Was she a spinoff from All in the Family? Huh. So she was like the neighbor. Okay, here's where I think, I think you're onto something, but I'm thinking All in the Family had a spin-off, and that spin-off was the Jeffersons, wasn't it? Wasn't it George Jefferson, the spin-off of All in the Family? And then maybe Maude was on the Jeffersons, and then Maude was a spin-off of the Jeffersons. Am I onto something here? I might be. We can easily look this up, and but we're not, because we're running out of time, and we got other things to get to. Well, what was Maude doing on All in the Family? What was she doing? Was she like the maid or something? Was she the neighbor next door? She had an affair with Archie? No. No way. No way. Maybe she was Meathead's. I could see her being Meathead's tutor, some kind of tutor, or maybe a I don't know. She was the bitchy neighbor, something like that, huh? Maybe she was. I just don't recall seeing her on that program. But I remember George Jefferson showing up, right? He was on that for sure. If I'm not correct, if I'm not right, or if I'm right, or if I'm slightly okay. Not really sure where I am on that wavelength. But I will be persevering, and I will do so by means of making use of the creative ingredient, which is some form of creativity, whatever it is, guys. We hope we do that. I hope you encourage you to somehow do that, or play. Encourage you to play whatever, play, act, pretend. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, just a few more minutes here left, and I'm looking forward to that. Wow. All right, we're gonna say goodbye to the NBA Finals, even though they've just started. They just started, and we're gonna get rid of them. Do something else with our lives. Maybe we'll come back to it, but I think that's it on that. I like the idea of spin the dial. I like that. All right. Anyway, thanks for at least being in the chat room. We really could have had some phone calls come in, but that's all right. We understand. That's the breaks that we sometimes, almost always, have here on our show. I'm looking forward to getting back on the treadmill, guys. I gotta say, because I feel like I've gained about 20 pounds, and I feel like I could lose a few. I could lose a few pounds. I could easily lose a few. Plus, it feels good to some degree. Exercise. John, you're too nervous, huh? Well, I mean, the beauty about calling in is no one really knows who you are. I mean, you can make up the name who you are, and you could just, just talk. It's no big deal. But we only have a couple more minutes left, so don't sweat it. We got through another show, basically. Talked about a lot of stuff, exciting stuff. Discovered new things about ourselves. Hopefully, maybe you discovered that you really like watching this show every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. I believe that could be the case. I believe that that's probably the case for you. I believe that you do enjoy this programming that we provide to you each and every day. And if that's the case, why don't you get over to patreon.com/letspainttv, and for as little as $1 a month, you could support this program, Let's Paint TV, and all the fun stuff that we do, all the ups and downs, and various entities that we partake in, if that even makes any sense, and I don't think it did. Then help us out. Help us out with your contribution. Again, for as little as $1 a month, guys. Don't even get me talking about cups of coffee and that whole analysis, or they always bring that up. For as little as a cup of coffee a day. For as little as a cup of coffee. Okay, well, I just did, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, even though I just did. This is even less than, this is for as little as basically a half a cup of coffee a day from Starbucks. How much is a cup of coffee from Starbucks? It is about roughly just a short, right? A short, that's the trick, is you order a short. But even that's like $1.50, I think, I believe. But basically, you get a tall, which is just the stupidest name. A tall, is that I guess that's a European thing? Anyway, it doesn't make any sense. But a short, or a tall, whatever, basically $2. All right, well, whatever. Just go there and help us out. And you can go to letspainttv.com, letspainttv.com, and I have the link there. And also a link to our shop link, where you can shop for paintings and t-shirts and stuff like that. Okay, well, the show's over, guys, today, and thanks again for being here. We will see you Monday, guys.